And we'll have highlights at 10 o'clock. Now, on Monday night, Muscatine wrestling star Tim Nimely won his 107th match. He is incredible, but that's only a part of his story on how a kid made his way to Muscatine to impact people's lives in a positive way. Corey Roldan has our story.
Tim Nimley's journey has been a challenging one. The Muscatine football and wrestling star came to the United States as a refugee from Liberia. Nimely has fought through all the adversity, making a positive impact on his family, his coaches, and his teammates' lives.
I came to this country when I was around 3 or 4 from Liberia, from a war-torn country. I'm the youngest of 9 kids. Just seeing my mom struggle has motivated me to do better in life. None of my siblings have really graduated past high school. I'll be the first out of 9 kids to go to college.
A person who has helped him on the right path has been his advocate, Kim Snyder.
Well, Tim and I met in 8th grade when he came back to Muscatine. I was working at the middle school. His mom is a single mom working, needed help with transportation at that age. I just kind of took him under my wing, tried to teach him to go the right path, which wasn't hard. He is a good kid. He cares. He works hard. He's dedicated.
Tim Nimely is the captain of the Muscatine wrestling team and one of the best wrestlers in the MAC, but what sets Tim apart is his hard work.
A coach's dream. A lot of our opposition or a lot of opposing coaches will come up to me and make comments like, man, Tim is fun to watch. But what I'm always thinking in my head is how hard he trains and how he does the right things and how he responds to coaching. He's a kid that shows up every day. It makes my job easy.
A lot of work, dedication, sweat, tears. A lot of people contribute to my success, especially coaches, teammates. Wrestling means a lot. I watched a lot of guys in Muscatine help build this program. A lot of people that ain't have respect for us, but now we're bringing it back in.
Last week, Nimely set a milestone of 100 wins, but it's the constant effort to strive for greatness that makes his future so bright.
I don't think people really know the challenges that he's faced from age 3 on when he came to the United States, and then he's come up against a lot of walls, and he either climbs them or goes through them. He's dedicated. He sets goals for himself.
Wherever he ends up and whatever he does, he's going to be successful. He's got that about him where he takes care of business. He makes good choices. He works hard. He's leaving a legacy. I think that the ripple effect is going to last for years and years. I think that there's some kids that witness that happen that will also be hitting that 100-year mark in the next year or two to come.
In the fall, Nimely will play football at Grandview University in Des Moines, but for right now, he is just worried about improving each and every day. From Muscatine, I'm Corey Roldan, Local 4 Sports.